To fully love and accept yourself, use a mixing desk like a sound technician creating a song. Hi, my name is Casey Gollan, and for the past 25 years I've been coaching business owners to achieve epic business growth. And in this video I want to talk about accepting the whole of you and owning the things that you point out and blame in other people, the things that trigger you emotionally, that trigger you physically. They're the gifts that keep on giving when you accept those gifts and unpack them to see what's inside. Let's get into it. So, man, I can't. This thing that I'm about to share has completely changed my life, and it will completely change yours. If it's changed mine, it's going to change yours. So, I grew up, and for 30 years of my life, I'm 48 now. So for 30 years of my life, I wanted to kill myself. I thought about it every day for 30 years. I would look at buildings, I would look at trees, I would look at trains, I would look at buses. I would look through Bunnings and I'd look at things, what I could do to kill myself. That is not a healthy place to be. My life wasn't working and I needed to fix it. And part of what I discovered about myself in this process that has transformed how I think about myself. Because I had a real problem with loving myself, and it's taken me 6 years to get to this point. 6 years of affirmations, of daily practice, and my affirmation was to fully love and accept myself. And then I added more to that, and it was, I 100% love and accept who I am, what I say, what I do, and what I think. 100% of the time. At first, I could not say that. The story is, so when I first learned that I had to love myself, I had a hypnotist. A guy, Ben, love you, bro. So Ben, he put together a track for me to love myself, and I just could not say it. And then I went away on a business workshop where I was by myself, away from my family, and what I did was I took that hypnotherapy recording that he made, and I made it into a 10-hour long one, because I couldn't say it myself. So I just thought, well, I've heard about this hypnotherapy where you goes into your in theta level or whatever it is. So I just played it. I just slept and had that recording in my ears for months. I bought a $200 at those days. I bought like a $200 pair of Bose in-ear headphones, attached to my iPhone, and then put it on for like 10 hours. Not that I slept 10 hours most of the time, but it was 10 hours long, and so I just slept with that. And that was 6 years ago. And then getting to this point where I fully love and accept myself, and I've still got work to do on this area. But what I discovered was, growing up, there's a part of you that's socially acceptable, that's accepted, and there's a part of you that isn't accepted. This part of you I call the fake self. So it's the mask that we wear so that we can get approval, so we can get love, so we can get acceptance, so we can prosper in the world. It's fitting in with the tribe. So what do you need to do to be safe? That's pretty much what you're doing. What do you need to do to comply? So you need to be a good boy. You need to use your manners. You need to be thoughtful. You need to not express rage or anger. And so there's these things that you do to have this fake self. And then I call it the feared self. The feared self is that part of you that behaves in a way that people don't like. Maybe not everyone doesn't like, but the people that matter to you. So your parents, your teachers, your brothers, sisters, the people that you love, and you are worried about what they say about you. So all of a sudden, when you're born in, you're whole, but as you as you grow, you're separated. And you've got the fake self, which is easy to exist within the community that you're in. And then you've got the feared self. Now, this feared self, it presents so much pain for you that you hide it. You don't want people to see that part of you because it causes pain. It's caused trauma. It's put you in bad places in your life. So you want to hide that and not access that. So what I learned was, what I learned about myself was when I was missing myself, my path was to learn, my journey was to learn how to love and accept myself 100%. But if I was hiding parts of myself and denying parts of myself, I wasn't loving myself in 100%. So by doing that practice of affirmation and visualization of fully 100% loving myself, I realized there was parts of me missing. So when I saw a little video and when about Jung calls it the shadow, I went, boom, I got it. The part of myself that I deny is the bit that I don't love, and it's the bit that I don't accept because it's caused me so much pain. So when I go to blame people, that is telling me about myself. That's the bit that I don't like. So when you blame people, it's the bit you don't like. It's the bit that you don't hide. It's the bit you ignore. But what I found for me was that if I keep hiding those things and if I don't own that I do those things and those things are part of me, how can I love myself and accept myself for who I am? So what I learned to do was bring those parts that I've been hiding and dig it up and dust off the cobweb and raise it up from being buried behind me and bring it to the front and connect it to who the great parts that I like that has made me self, but it's the fake self and the feared self. And when you connect them and understand and apply your wisdom to you, it becomes your authentic self. How does this play out? So you're going to have trauma and you're going to hide that behind you. It's a feared part of your existence. But if you can bring that up and find the gratitude in it, you can free yourself from that and have it as part of you. And when you go back into that traumatic moment, you can bring the gratitude. You will feel gratitude rather than fear. Having fear about anything is a horrible way to live. It kills your soul. It stops you from being yourself. And so the fear of being in a certain way, like being flamboyant or being outspoken, if you fear that, you're going to get tested about it. And it's going to sabotage you because you need that as part of your entire self, your authentic self, to overcome what it is you need to become to achieve the genius vision that you've got. So then my guidance said, okay, it's like a mixing desk for a sound engineer. So you know when people are in the sound recording studio and they've got all those levers up and down, so there can be all the behaviors that have caused you fear and pain. Instead of muting them or having them ripped off that sound engineer board, what we need to do is go through a process to accept that we have jealousy as part of our being. It's an important part. We have, I was talking to a client yesterday, arrogance. People want to deny that they're arrogant. No. You need to own the fact that you have arrogance, because as a business owner, people are not going to listen to you and your big dreams. So we need a fighting part, a warrior part to us that we just keep going and keep believing in ourselves. And that arrogance comes up because we feel no one else believes in ourselves. So we project ourselves at a higher level. We need that. We need that to cut through to get to the point where then you can accept that part of yourself to be your authentic self. And so rather than excluding or denying that we have that part of our feared self, we include it as part of our authentic self. How? By regulating or modulating, turning it up when you need it and turning it down. But by owning it, we become whole. And when we become whole, we can fully love and accept ourselves, because the things, if you're like me, are having difficulty in loving and accepting yourself, it's because you don't love and accept other people. And the other people are the gift. They're your personal trainers towards consciousness, towards mindset, and towards your goal of your genius vision. They will show you the points that you are so uncomfortable about. What you're uncomfortable, what you hate about someone else is what you hate about yourself, because you're burying it. And you hate that part about yourself because it's caused you so much pain. So you're in fear of it. So rather than fear the fear, you go to the fear to fix it. Bring that fear forward and be with that fear. And own that, hey, you know what? Sometimes I can get arrogant too, because when people aren't listening to me, I need to speak up. I need to step up and say how good I am because other people aren't. If you have been violent and that has not been good for you, you lock it away. But there's going to be a time perhaps in your life where you are threatened and your family is threatened and you need that violence. So you need that on your board and you just regulate it. Trauma is real, but so is transcendence. And if you can apply love and gratitude and acceptance to your trauma, the gateway to a better mindset, a better life, and transcending yourself is through gratitude. And forever more, when you think of those things that caused you pain for your feared self, will now bring up the feeling of gratitude. And gratitude is a gateway to higher consciousness. I love you. I accept you for who you are, what you've done, what you've said, and what you think. But it's time to do epic. And to do that, we must become who we need to be to achieve the vision that we've got. So let's fucking go.